YouTube, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be reacting to a TikTok stories that are scary to watch at night. The reason why I paused is because I was contemplating my entire life's decisions. Like, what did I do for me to end up in this specific situation? I hate, I don't like watching these type of videos. I'm gonna just put that out there in the universe. But it is what it is. So, let's get into it.
These guys were driving on the countryside at night when they caught this on camera. Pay attention to the windows when they start filming the old houses.
There it is.
I don't see what the fuck? What? I mean, it looked like a. Wait, what? Hey,
Yeah, it's like it's busted up.
I mean, first of all, why even go near the house? Like,
Holy fuck. What? Go, 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 go.
wait, what? Nah, bro.
Sometimes I hear a story so scary it makes me check every room in my apartment. So years ago, this older woman was living alone in her home in Denver. She had recently broken her hip, and before she went to the hospital, her house felt fine. But when she came back, something felt off. Like, it would sound like her caretaker was in the other room, but when she would go in, no one would be there. There were also way more
Here we
like
go.
bumps in the night, and sometimes those bumps sounded like footsteps. Eventually, this woman starts thinking that
Nah,
her house
leave,
is haunted. But
leave.
one night, her caretaker is getting ready to leave for
Bounce.
the day, and she hears the noises.
Could
And
never
she's
be
like,
me.
I have to check this out. I have to get to the bottom of what this is. So she
Come
goes to the back
on.
stairs where she hears the sound coming from, and there she sees this skeletal man with sunken in eyes just staring back at her.
Hey,
And she loses it. She
yo.
runs away screaming. She calls the police, and the police come and search the house, but they can't find anyone until they check the attic, and they see that there's this crawl space, which is about the size of a coffin, that an adult man had been living in. Yeah, and he had been there for 9
There's
months.
no
And crazier yet, the man ends up
fucking
confessing to
way.
a murder. The whole story is super wild. Make sure you check it out on the podcast this week.
Nah.
This will be the creepiest thing that you see today.
A neighbor noticed strange paranormal activity coming from another neighbor's garage. He pulled out his phone. Take a look at what he captured.
Wait, I don't see anything. I mean, the light's just flickering. Oh, hey, yo. Nah. What the fuck is that? Bro. Nah. The fact
The
that he's
figure
still
slows
there.
down, slowly peers at the neighbor before disappearing.
I told you. Creepy. Clips like this always convince me that we really do need a team of Ghostbusters. How great would that be?
Nah, we
Something
need
spooky
this.
happens. Call them up.
We need this. This is all you need, bro.
I don't think this was a picture that many people were
As
supposed to
soon
see.
as shit
When
pops
these
up.
things leak, we typically
No.
talk about them. This was the photo that I wanted to talk about, and unlike some of them, for this one, I could pretty much spot straight away what was wrong with the picture. Again, this was a picture that nobody was ever supposed to see. We know it took place somewhere in this suburban neighborhood, like Quiet Town. Entire family vanished without a trace, but they searched the phones because those were
looks
oddly
like
enough
a
left
really
behind. On the
nice
phone of the
neighborhood.
mother, this was a picture that was
Okay.
found, and I'll tell you why it's so strange. Before we do, as always, if you have not listened to Creep Time the podcast, go click the link in my bio to listen on Spotify or Apple. Like I said, this picture taken by the mother, right? If you look to the back, who is that in this room? According to this file that leaked, this was a family of all boys, a husband, and the mother. Who is this unexplained woman that's in their house? Nothing in their file to explain this person.
No. There is no way.
This group of friends decided to drive a Tesla through a cemetery, and it kept detecting ghosts.
Yes! I told you! Oh, I can't believe it! I told you!
No.
Strange things happened in this abandoned psychiatric hospital. Patients were electroshocked and injured in the name of making the bad juices flow out of their body. When it was
What?
still open, a nurse reported feeling hands squeezing her throat and choking her when she went to sleep.
Yo.
A colleague of hers said that his record player started playing suddenly, and that his deceased grandma floated through a wall to warn him he wasn't alone. There's also cases of hospital staff going crazy. After the hospital was closed in 1986, a ghost hunter had a conversation with a girl who hid in the hospital during World War II and told her about more horrible things that happened. The building has been renovated and turned into luxury apartments. Would you dare to live here?
No.
Are you ready to see a
Never.
really spooky
Nope.
photo? Many people like to believe that when someone passes on, their spirit stays close. It's a comforting thought. But then there's this picture. Denise Russell took this photo in 1997, and this lovely woman in the photo is her grandmother. And the gentleman in the background is her grandfather. Sweet, right?
What?
Except her grandpa passed away in 1984.
Safe to say, this photo really shocked the family.
So, the question is
I
it
mean,
comforting
could have been edited,
or a bit
so-
spooky? I'd say half and half.
I say
On August 11th, 2020, police dispatchers
It
received
might
what
be
they
fake.
refer to as an abandoned 911 call just before 3:30 a.m. An abandoned 911 call is when the dispatcher answers only to have the caller hang up. But when they called the line back, something answered.
Hello? Who's this?
At first, they only
Who am I
heard
speaking
static
to?
in the background, and then a faint, inaudible voice. Police were sent to check it out, and when they arrived, they quickly realized that the call they received was from the local funeral home with a cemetery attached. But the police quickly got spooked because while
What?
checking it out, they noticed that the building was locked up, dark, and nobody was in sight.
So what? The dead were calling the
This 800-year-old book contains one of the most cursed images on the planet. So I already know that some of you are going to say this guy looks like he's straight out of South Park.
Oh,
but some
shit.
historians say that this is the most accurate portrait of the devil ever drawn. I'm going to tell you more about it, but
This
if you
is
want the
from
full deep dive and a couple other scary stories,
a
check out
book
this
called
week's episode.
Shams
This is the
al-Ma'arif,
book.
if
It's
I'm
known
not
as the Devil's
mistaken.
Bible, and it's the largest surviving book from the Middle Ages. For reference, it's 3 feet long and 165 pounds. Historians can tell it was written by one person, and they think it would have taken 20 years to write, but the legend says that it was written in one night. The story goes that back
What?
in the 1200s, there was a monk that was sentenced to death. He was going to be walled alive, which is where you stand in place and they build this little coffin around you, and then you just wait to die. But the monk pleaded with the
that's
judge and said, if you let
crazy.
me live, I will write the entirety of human knowledge into one book, and I'll do it in one night. The judge agreed, but a few hours after the monk started writing, he realized he wasn't going to be able to finish that night. He ended up making a pact with the devil so that he could finish the book in one evening. And in return, he drew an accurate portrait of the devil he saw inside of the book. It's also believed that anyone who's ever owned the book has also been cursed, which I get into in the episode, so check
What's
it
the name
out.
of the book though? Come on, bro.
She filmed herself sleep talking with a ghost. In 2013, a woman named Jenny began using an app to record her sleep. She lived alone, but she kept waking up to these weird clicking sounds at night. So she begins to use this app to monitor her sleep. And for the first couple weeks, she doesn't find
Wow.
anything out of the ordinary. But on October 30th at 2 a.m., the app began recording that strange clicking sound. Then Jenny begins sleep talking with someone, and what she recorded is terrifying. Take a listen.
What? What?
What are you doing? Oh,
Nah, this is fake. This is fake. There is no way.
okay.
Hauntingly, when Jenny woke up the next morning, she had no memory of any of this. Then she listened to the
No.
playback, and she was petrified. That's who I imagine Jenny was talking to. Many believe that Jenny captured a ghost talking to her in her sleep, and she moved shortly after this. And honestly, who could blame her? If I have talked to a ghost while I've been asleep, oh, I don't want to know about it. That is between sleeping me
Me
and the ghost.
here,
Keep
same,
me out of it, am I
same.
right? I'm gonna need a nightlight tonight. How about you?
No, I'm good. I'm good. That's fake. That's
This
not
hotel
real.
is haunted. According to writer John Van Ierland, the girl that haunts the halls of Hotel Maasbosch was traveling to the hotel during the Second World War when the Nazis attacked the resistance. She was in the wrong place at the wrong time and was killed by the Germans. Ever since, she's been haunting the hotel in order to find peace. In 2010, a couple ran into the lobby of Hotel Maasbosch in the middle of the night. They demanded they get a different room. Every time they turned their light off, they would see someone standing in the shadows, looking at them. A few months later, 3 psychics visited the haunted room and were barely able to breathe the entire time they were in the room. Would you spend a night in the haunted room?
Nope. Nope. Never, ever, ever. No, you couldn't pay me to go there. Like, there's no way. Anyways, guys, this was a really interesting video. Some of them were fake. You know, I was just kind of, even though you cannot see my facial expressions, I was like, come on, bro. Like, that looks fake. Like, come on. But some of them were like, I don't know. They might be real. But yeah, anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe. More videos like this to come in the future. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.